What up, though, everybody? Thank you for listening to our podcast, 3 Raw Podcast. This is CJ.
It's your man's Rob.
Your boy Jimmy.
Man, so I want to say this is like our first episode here, but we was at the other podcast place. I really don't want to mention them, but
God bless him. Let's leave it.
God bless
Shout
them.
out to them, man.
God bless
Shout out to
them.
them.
Keep
Yeah, I don't
keep
give
it
too much
moving.
publicity.
We will appreciate y'all, but we moving to bigger and better things.
Yes, it's been like what 5, 6 months.
It's been a minute. I
Long
can't
enough.
see the give or take.
Right. But anyway, back to us.
Back to the squad.
Back to the squad. So it's been a lot going on within the past 5 months.
Yeah.
A lot of changes. So
A lot.
let's start off with Brandon. See what's been going on with the past 5 months. Just trying to catch up.
Man,
Just trying to, maybe
it's
catch up.
been a lot going on in the last 5 months. My son Daniel is living in Tacoma, Washington with my sister Brittany. Shout out to her. Shout out to my family on that side to try to give Daniel a different type of outlook and opportunity as far as school is concerned. Unfortunately, right now Detroit is not where it used to be as we were when we were children. So I had to do something to make sure he's good. Zariah is in her second year of Head Start. Still at the same job, but still providing. Everybody good. Can't really complain. There's been a few issues, a few crazy rides, but God is good nonetheless.
God is good. God is great. That's all you can. That's all you can say.
That's it.
Yes, sir. How about you, Rob?
Shit, man, maintaining, man. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more healthier, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Health is wealth.
Oh, yes.
Health is
Staying
wealth.
out the way mainly, man.
Yes,
Life
sir.
been good. I can't complain.
Yes, sir. Yes,
What's
sir.
going
God
on
bless
with you, CJ?
A lot going on. So I got a new job. I've been working there for like about 4 months, 4 or 5 months now. I love it. I can't tell you what I work at, but
Right. Amen.
shout out to the people who I work with. They awesome coworkers. But work there. Wife doing good. My daughter doing good. My daughter's in preschool right now. She doing her thing there.
Yeah.
It's been a really, really good summer. I want to say a hot boy summer, but it was alright. It was alright. It was very eventful.
Definitely.
I would say that. It's been a lot going on for the past 5 months. I want to say like Trump's impeachment, Tekashi 69 testimony, which is like crazy.
Man, New York gonna have to hold that ill, man. For real. New York,
Yeah.
no, man, because let's call a spade, man. I gotta get into it, man. Since you brought it up, I gotta get into it. If that was Atlanta, and that was Rollo, or anybody who been getting locked up in the South, or anywhere, man, and if somebody like that was, you know what I'm saying, snitching, oh, man, dog, what? The
Right.
Breakfast Club, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Flex, keep it real, Flex. They'd be going crazy right now, man.
Exactly.
They'd be blaming the whole region on the action of that one person. We done seen them try to do it a few times, so New York gonna have to hold that ill, man.
Exactly.
Period, man. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
That was his fault, man. But that was his
I
fault.
mean,
I wouldn't
let
say
y'all
it's his
talk.
fault.
I don't want to keep getting I don't want to keep giving him, you know what I'm saying, too much light, man. Like I don't want to talk about no snitches.
You know,
feel me?
actually, it's what. I wouldn't say light. I would say a lesson in progress for those who are thinking about not understanding what they choose to get into and realizing the responsibility of it. Anybody that does stuff like this or does any type of dirt whatsoever understands that the code is as simple as you on your own. If you in trouble, get caught, whatever, you on your own. You know.
Especially in a gang, like you get caught into it.
Not even, that's the crazy part. Like, you not really that at all. You've been warned a couple of times, more than a couple of times.
You know what I'm afraid of though? It's actually because of this new generation.
Yeah, that too.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a possibility dude do all that snitching, get out in a couple months, maybe a year, and reset his career to where it was. And if
Also,
that happened,
Baby
man,
Bars
I'm
shit. Also,
done,
Baby
man.
Bars.
I'm going straight on some R&B. I'm not listening to no more hip hop, no nothing. dog. I'm not playing, man. I am not playing, man.
I've really been listening.
Like,
to
straight
hip-hop
up,
for
man.
real.
I'm not
It's been
playing,
R&B
man.
all up in the car, like for the longest. It's been a few rappers.
You think R&B is on the comeback? You think R&B coming back?
I feel like R&B is on his way because there's too much foolishness going on in the rap game. Because nobody's
Who
really
the new R&B
constant.
guys right now, Brandon? That you've been vibing to?
Well, it's this dude named Xavier Omar.
Okay.
Okay.
He is amazing. Xavier Omar is amazing. Of course, you know we got the regulars, Chris Brown, Chris has started doing the R. Kelly thing, and what I mean by that, let me be politically
That
correct.
nigga peeing on motherfuckers, dog?
I knew he was gonna take it there. What I mean is that you remember how R. Kelly.
Dang,
R. Kelly
Chris.
Dang, Chris.
Shout out to Chris.
That's my man,
Fuck
too,
with
though.
underage girls and
No,
shit. What the fuck?
you know
man?
how. Shut up. Y'all know how R. Kelly used to make them real big, long-winded, like 22, 24 track albums. And so Chris has taken that format and has made albums like that lately.
But R. Kelly split his albums up.
Right.
But
like
That's
that's
a
it
different
was like
thing.
2 disses and stuff like that.
But
It was still a lot of music for
But
you to.
He right.
Right.
Because technically these is 2 disses.
Yeah,
It's just in the
it
streaming
was still-
era,
yeah.
ain't no diss. So you listening to it like a long playlist.
music to
now,
grasp.
right?
So I'm loving that, and of course you got shout out to Dreamville, shout out to J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to his,
J. Cole, and they are.
You listen to his album Dreamville?
Of course, it's like the
Who stood out the most to you, Brandon, throughout the
man,
whole project?
I gotta say,
Yeah,
I gotta say between Bass and J.I.D.
I think J.I.D.
J.I.D.
did it, dog.
J.I.D. J.I.D. Shout out to
J.I.D.
J.I.D.
did
Yeah,
it.
it was gold.
One of the most
He did.
underrated songs I'm sure that's on that album is Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is hilarious, and it's just it's dope from start to finish. It is one of those songs where, and it's been songs like that lately, and I hope these artists are hearing me. These songs that y'all are making that are extremely dope, 2 minutes and 30 seconds is not enough. You're gonna have to find some other inspiration or whatever the case may be. When you make a dope song like that, you can't just cut it like that. That song needs to be way longer than
I mean, it
That's
depends.
how I feel about Summer Walker.
I think it depends on the artist,
I love that
man.
song. That song's too damn short.
Dope, but sometimes that's a good thing, depending on the artist and depending on the rollout of the song.
Mhm.
Like if I'm rolling a song out, and I know for sure it's just like I'm just throwing something out here to heat up the streets. You know what I'm saying? Not
Yeah.
nothing, and it just blow up. That's a plus to me. Because I know I got something that's even better than this. You see what I'm saying? But then again, a lot of artists, like Brandon said, they try to use that format. You know, like don't get me wrong, I don't think like every song should be 5-6 minutes long.
but there's a particular song that you know, and I think these artists know that, and maybe they feel bad because they didn't know what else to do, and it was just like let me cut it now so that way I don't mess it up. And if that's the case, then you got my respect. But please believe me and more than enough people are saying, man, this song is not long enough. This song is too dope to be cut off so quickly. So
Yeah, but on the flip side, a lot of people like, man, this song too long.
that's
It's a lot of people.
yeah,
Man,
yeah.
I be listening to some of these songs sometimes and be like, oh man, come on, my
where's
G.
it going?
Where is this going?
Where's it going?
You know?
Man, but no, yeah. As far as music nowadays, I feel like R&B is definitely really.
Man, you told them, don't put it on there.
I'm told to put him on Twitter.
Man.
Oh,
Look,
My bad, man.
sorry,
It's
sorry,
wrong,
man.
man. Love
We
you.
eating like
It's
pizza
wrong.
right now,
This is wrong.
and they did not put pepperoni
This is so
in
raw.
that pizza.
It's on Nick Cheese.
It's on Nick Cheese.
Oh,
Oh,
good looking, good
That's
looking.
what I'm talking about.
Oh, I see it now.
That's that pizza.
Come on, man.
My
Get back
bad.
to
Go
business.
back to my bad.
But you know, no,
Sorry,
I'm just
y'all.
saying,
Sorry,
like,
y'all.
I believe R&B is coming back, but it's coming back in a different way. So shout out to
How about
Xavier.
Ari? How about Ari Lennox?
Ari Lennox?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yes.
She's dope. She with
Her and
Dreamville, right?
yes,
She with
there's
Dreamville.
another young lady. I don't know her name, but her voice is so Billie Holiday-ish and it's so amazing.
I'm just going on a limb and say, despite all the bullshit, this decade probably been one of the better decades in hip hop and R&B.
Oh yeah,
If
shout
you
out.
just cut it down,
Shout out.
like it done gave us this decade and gave us, You know what I'm saying? Of course, the commercial stuff,
Mm-hmm.
lyrical stuff, conscious stuff. A lot of the OGs then came back,
Yeah.
and a lot of the
Yeah.
OGs then found ways to rebrand themselves. Look at Joe Budden. Look at, you know what I'm saying, for instance, Ice Cube. Look what he doing with the Big 3 now. You know what I'm saying? Look at what Noriega doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's been a good era.
It is, man. I'm just waiting for
You
to
know
see
what?
how it is for years to come. That's all.
Since we going there, actually,
Hell, my bad. I hate to cut you off. Look at the Wu-Tang.
yup.
Oh,
Come on,
yes.
man. Shout out to them brothers,
That was a
man.
long time coming.
You know?
Seriously.
Cash rules everything around me. That's my favorite.
Dollar.
What's going on, though, CJ? What we about to discuss,
We're
man?
about to discuss. Before we go on to the next topic, how y'all feel about Beyonce's song remake Before I Let Go? How y'all feel about that
I
song?
love it.
Man, you ain't about to have a beehive on me, dog. I'm good, man. No opinion.
You know what? You know what I like?
It took me 10 listens to really like that song.
Really?
Man. It
I
took me
don't,
10
I don't
listens.
think it didn't. You know what? Honestly, I don't think she did anything really different. She just took a different approach to.
It took me 10
It's,
listens.
Man,
it's
look,
a hustle
I'ma just-
song that
I'ma
has
say
been
this.
revamped a couple of
When
times.
you try to remake a classic, be very, very wary. Definitely an R&B soul. You know what I'm saying? Classic like
Yeah.
that. You know, you
Yeah.
gotta be because no matter if she did a good job or a bad job,
Yeah.
to a lot of people by default it's a bad job. You see what I'm saying? And then a lot of people to default it's a good job. So it's always gonna be the plus and minus side of that. You know what I'm saying? Some people is extremely biased when it comes
Yeah,
down to
I agree
Beyonce
with you.
on both sides
I
of the
agree.
goal. So that's why I didn't want to give an opinion. It's cool, I guess. I personally, if it come on the radio, I'm turning the station. You know, it's okay, but I'm not about to vibe to it. You know, I see where she's coming from, but they don't gotta play it a lot.
I feel you.
You know, but
Of course, you gonna play like it's Beyonce.
yeah.
But you know what? What I like about it, I like the format that she kept it. She kept it in hustle format. She didn't try to do anything extra or different to it. It's definitely a song that you put on for when you and your family is vibing and y'all
Because
barbecuing.
I ain't gonna hold you up. I'm not really a big fan of remakes, period. Like, I can vibe to certain ones, but I want to hear the original.
Yeah.
Like, I be mad as hell. No disrespect to Mary J. Blige. I love her. We all do. We was raised on her, a lot of us.
All day.
But like when her version of what's that Shaka Khan song? Come on, man. Sweet Love, come on, I be mad as hell, man. I'm just personally speaking. You know what I mean? Ooh, is that Sweet Love?
Anita Baker.
You know what I'm talking about? That Shaka Khan. What was that song she did?
Later Hathaway remake of freaking Anita Baker's song.
That was amazing.
Oh, I couldn't,
That was amazing.
That was amazing.
I couldn't vibe to it.
Oh, this nigga, man.
I couldn't do it, man.
This
I
nigga.
just
Oh
couldn't, man.
my god.
Keep it funky, man. I couldn't
That
do
angel
it,
is
man.
dope, man. I think that song
couldn't
is.
do it, man.
Yeah,
And then you know what it is with a lot of these remakes too? They'll make you not like them because they have overplayed.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like every time I hop in the whip before I turn on my phone, it's on.
Yeah.
So now I'm liking it, disliking it more and more. So I don't know, that's just me. Y'all like it, man, that's cool. No, not to y'all. Your man's Rob, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. All right.
And shout out to her too. I don't, you know.
Shout out to Mary.
Yeah. But next subject I want us to talk about is Trump's impeachment. Do you think he gonna get impeached?
This could go a lot of ways, and I look at it from two different ways. Cause I was talking about this last night. Him being impeached is something that has to happen as far as the investigations are concerned, because he's held to a certain standard that every president is, and when a president takes the steps that he's taken, you have to investigate him. That's in law with him.
Mm-hmm.
You have to investigate him. Here's the thing. If they impeach him, everybody gotta go. Not the next person up should be president, not the speaker after that should be president. Everybody gotta go.
Depends.
The problem with that is whether or not if that's gonna be some type of flip toward the election that's coming.
And see, that's my thing, man. I hate to cut you off because, man, they've been screaming impeachment on Trump since his second year. Actually, his first full term. Next year, he done did 4 years.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
So what was we impeaching? If they was gonna do it, they would have been did it. Yeah, legally, and we start looking at a whole lot of stuff, man, he should. But let's call a spade, man. A lot of this shit is corrupt. a lot of this stuff is crooked.
Absolutely.
A lot of this shit ain't going the way we assumed it should by looking at the
whole
law.
political game been corrupt since 1776.
But mainly with this Trump stuff, man.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, how long we just gonna keep talking about impeachment? I look on my Facebook memories from 2-3 years ago. That was the subject.
Yeah.
Now it's 2019, going into 2020, election year. So what he gonna get impeached 2 months before he even out the presidency to begin with? What's going on with that, man?
Right. And he raised a lot of money.
Man, look.
He raised a lot of money. Like they say, he raised up to $1 million.
That's like, man, we coming from a standpoint of what's right. Ain't nothing been right. Like, name some, like, you might find something here and there that's been right, but since he been in office, man,
it's a whole lot wrong.
It's been a whole lot of wrong.
I think that's
and we keep having this hope of, but it has to happen because legally and technically it ain't happened yet.
Well, I think the issue that has really been towering is that nothing concrete. And it's been, as far as when I say nothing concrete, I mean it's there, but it's not enough to go after. It's not big enough. It's not, because there's always something in the way. And then when they focus on this one thing that they're going to check on him on, there's more stuff that just keeps coming out to where it's like, okay, we can't release this yet because now that this has happened, it ties into this, and now it ties into this.
Or we focused in so much on this, something new didn't happen. Now we gotta focus in on this because it's bigger. Now it's taking 2-3 months to build this. See, that's all I'm saying. It's been a lot of that's been going on, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at this point, instead of worrying about impeachment, we need to start worrying about the next candidate that's going to come in.
Now, if they,
you know what I'm saying?
here's the other thing, if they choose to impeach him and they give the other dude the small amount of time that they give him, they gotta put rules in place on dude, letting them know, listen, to be honest, we should go the whole route of getting rid of all of y'all. But because there's a short amount of time and we want things to go the way that it should go as far as the election is concerned, we don't want nobody saying anything about here and there, corruption, that, corruption, this, because that's what we're been dealing with. You gonna make sure that you don't do this and you don't do that. Because that in that short amount of time, whoever the successor may be until we do the election can do a whole lot of damage.
What
we
you
know
think we
this.
should do, CJ? What's your solution on all this?
My solution is, they trying to do an impeachment inquiry right now. They should do it right now to get him out of there. But at the same time, it is kind of too late. The re-election is starting right now.
Yeah.
Because most candidates, they going from state to state to state to.
They doing their bids. They doing their campaigning.
Right. So it's like, to be honest with you, I think this impeachment is a waste of fucking time. To be honest with you.
At this point in the game.
At this point, yes.
It's too late now. Would I love to see him get impeached? Of course I do. But y'all should do that. Y'all should have did that shit last year. It's too late now. It's about to be fucking October 2019.
Are we more concerned about him being impeached, or are we more concerned about him being checked? Because me personally, I'm more concerned about him getting checked. I want
Checked
him
by
checked.
who?
I don't give a damn. Whoever can. First of all, when it comes to a presidency,
I think he feels
Man,
that he's
I'm
like untouched.
See, that's what I was just about to say, CJ, man. Like, at the end of the day, man, this nigga Trump that had a history of his narcissistic ways and his egotistical logic and way of thinking and talking.
Yeah.
We talk about a man who at one point was a multi-millionaire, allegedly a billionaire for years and years and years, and was always some form of a boss, regardless if his companies was failing or not. He always was looked at as the diamond. You know what I mean? So, man, ain't nobody like, a lot of people didn't check him on correct, you know what I'm saying, on facts and shit like that. Now, is he gonna take it? Is he gonna humbly sit there and allow it?
no, I don't mean.
I
don't mean in that manner. I mean in the manner of
checking him and be more like putting him in jail.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean in that manner, due to the fact because it's not like what's going over in England as far as the king and the queen. The king and the queen, that's it. There is nobody telling them what is gonna happen, what you ain't gonna do. That's it. With the president, it's the House of Representatives that you still gotta adhere to.
Now that go back to what I was saying earlier. We constantly keep saying what it's supposed to be legally and technically. See how he just went back to the House of Representatives?
Yeah.
They ain't been happening, have it?
Nah.
See, we constantly say, wait a minute, how you doing this, that, and the third? And this is how it's supposed to be. You see what I'm saying? Now, if this was anybody else, let's call it a spade. You think Obama or somebody else would have got away with a lot of this he doing?
Yeah,
no. See what I'm saying? But you got to start looking to why. We looking like idiots constantly trying to look for a solution that's not going to happen. There you go.
I mean, it's,
you know
it's
what?
a race thing.
Not just, I don't want to just say it's just a race thing. I want to say, like you said, he's been known as a boss all his life, been known as an alleged millionaire. This is about money. And we talking about real
money rules the world, man. What you saying? Definitely in America.
So, more important, this ain't just about black or Hispanic, and sometimes what you want to call lower class Caucasian. This ain't about that. This
white trash, man. Call it what it is. Call it what they call themselves.
Or that.
They call themselves white trash.
Or
man.
that. This is about money.
So
you know that word is a little too much. I think we learned that word before we learned employee. Or as our parents used to softball it, lay off.
So yeah, I want to also talk about, cause I remember I was asking you, Rob, earlier, like, shoot, what you want to talk about? I know you say you want to talk about Tekashi, you want to talk about Trump. Then you want to talk about, oh shit.
Go ahead, shit. Women, I love me a woman.
Amen.
Accountability.
Oh, females and accountability, dog. Man, I don't know. I was about 2 or 3 nights ago, or maybe days ago. Matter of fact, I can't even say 2 or 3. Like the weekend, maybe Saturday or something like that.
Let me get this piece of gear quick.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I want to hear this. This is entertaining.
It's just like sometimes, man, we got to take accountability for like sometimes missing key points because of our own, you know what I'm saying, ignorance or wherever the case is. So I'm having a discussion with a young lady, and like out the clear blue, she started bringing up her baby father. And you know what I'm saying? Nobody asked about dude, or it wasn't even that type of vibe. It was like me and a couple other friends. And like long story short, yeah, like just randomly, you know what I mean? And
I'm listening.
Oh, okay, yeah. So like long story short, she got to just like saying how toxic of a relationship they had prior. And how, you know what I'm saying, dudes was always putting her through shit. And she felt like she should have been rewarded for sticking by dude. You know what I'm saying?
Time out.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, put me on pause, man.
Rewarded?
Rewarded. Like somehow, some way.
So she want to be rewarded because she helped him do it out.
Man, nah, fam. She felt like she should have been rewarded to the point where he didn't have to do her completely as wrong as he did, because she stood by him when he also was doing her ass wrong. But just like, you know what I mean? Like the example she gave me
She's young.
The example she gave me was he didn't deserve to stop fucking with her and her son. You hear me? Because she stood by him while he was cheating. Fam, let me talk. Oh, wait a minute. She said she stood by dude while he was cheating, playing games, bringing women to her house to fight her, this, that, and the third. But soon as, fam, and as soon as she decided to move on, she didn't deserve for him to like become a deadbeat father. And don't have nothing to do with her and the child. So I tried to just tell her a little game, like, man, it was like signs there of all that you missed. Or you just simply didn't want to pay no attention to or something. Like, wait a minute, so you really surprised and shocked that he's not doing nothing for you or your son. And you just told me like this, you know what I mean? Man, somehow, someway I became the bad guy. You know how that goes. So I'm like, man, what's up with accountability?
So she ain't see all the red flags and shit.
Yeah, like she ignored all the red flags, and then her only logic to the red flags was once her homegirl had to tell her, like, no, I see where Rob coming from. It's like, all right, well, I was young and dumb. Well, if you young and dumb and you taking accountability of it, ain't no point in bringing it up no more. You know what I'm saying? Some ills you gotta hold on to. Like, if you won't hold on to your ill, you emotional about it, you having a hard time with accountability. You see what I'm saying?
she got a hard time facing
Man,
the truth.
if I do some bullshit right now, I leave here and I go out and for no reason at all, rob a nigga and shoot him in the leg. Within 2 hours, I get caught. Now I gotta go do 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm constantly mad that I got caught, I took no accountability of it.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? After a while, I got cool about it because I'm taking accountability for my actions. I gotta go sit down for a few.
Yeah.
I did some bullshit, you know what I mean? And
You
I'm not
gotta
saying it was
be
as
accountable for
extreme as that, but you missed all these signs. And you like really hurt and telling strangers, because mind you, we complete strangers. We don't know you, sweetie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Like, why is it so hard for women to hold on to accountability, man?
I mean, it's not only women, it's us too.
You know?
But women, it's like
Like, it is us, man, because...
it's like they scared of the truth.
Right, that's what I was just about to say.
I was talking to this female at my job the other day. I was like you. Oh my god, yeah, that threw me off though. I'm sorry, but I'm saying like I told her like us, it's like a real nigga. I should say.
Yeah, say that shit, man.
Like a real nigga. If we get caught doing some shit, we be accountable for our actions. We like, okay, I apologize, you know, we won't have to be again, whatever. But females, they get caught up. They're like, oh my god, you should take me as I am, you know, blah 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 blah. Whatever the case. How about you, Brandon? I know Brandon got a lot to say.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Let me get my popcorn right now. I've my pizza ready.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
You know what? I have 2 stories from my job that explain the foolishness that women allow. Had a dude about a couple months ago that could not come back into the store because he was drunk and disorderly and he wanted to buy a beer. We told him he couldn't due to the fact of that magnitude. And he threatened my coworker and told him he was gonna shoot him. So told him he couldn't come back anymore. Now he comes back 2 weeks ago with his girlfriend. And we tell him you can't be in here. And we tell the girlfriend why. Ladies, there is a fine line between riding and dying and making your man and yourself responsible for their actions. She simply replied, well, he was intoxicated. All right then. So when he punches you in the eye and the police come to pick him up and you don't want him to go, you're going to say, well, he didn't mean to hit me. He was intoxicated. He didn't mean to choke me. He was intoxicated. And so 2 days ago, I get a phone call from my coworkers to work some situations at the job because the young lady was shot. I feel bad for this young lady because she was shot. The story supposedly goes that she was there to buy a car and they tried to rob her and they shot this young lady. Now she's also pregnant.
Oh shit.
Shit, goddamn.
Now, automatically, all us men in this room are just like, oh my goodness. We're hoping everything's okay. We were hoping everything, for real, we was hoping everything was okay in the beginning, for real. But now it's like, it's extra because it's 2 lives that are involved. So she gets in, she screams, I've been shot, blah this, blah that. And that was the story. Well, come to find out that that's not the whole story. The police come, lock down the store, ask questions. She says, I know who the person is, I know where he lives, so forth and so on, but I don't really want to give out any information. Mm-hmm. Sidebar. Security guard calls her husband that she asked to call, and the husband says, well, I don't have a way to get up there. Let's pause right there. CJ, if Aquila is shot and you don't have a car,
I would call somebody to come pick me up to drop her off or something. Uber, Lyft or something.
Rob, if your sister is shot and you don't have a car,
I'm gonna try to figure out a way up to that motherfucker. I gotta walk, you know. But it depends, man, on everybody ain't like wired the same. You know what I mean?
They
so
not.
they
But
not. You know what I mean? So it go a little deep with my man's like, I wire this dude.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna show you how wired this
Go ahead.
person is. He texts the security guard after all the commotion has gone down and asks whether or not the car that she was driving is still in the parking lot. I thought she was buying the car. Anybody catching on here? How do you bring a car up to my store when you supposedly didn't have a car in the first place?
was she with somebody?
Yeah, she was with the boyfriend. The boyfriend set her up. The boyfriend shot her.
Oh shit.
But you're not going to tell the police that.
So your husband won't find out.
Like, no, the husband and the boyfriend is the same person. He shot his girl.
Oh shit.
Man, hold on, time out right quick,
Whoa,
man.
whoa.
Wait a minute, let me put the Super Nintendo on pause right quick, fam. Hold on.
Well, you play Mario Kart?
Nigga, I'm playing that Mario. I ain't downloaded yet, but yeah.
Hey, download that shit. Download that shit.
I'm on that
Go
level.
ahead. What you about to say?
Hold on, man, time out, dog, cause we was just simply talking about accountability. You got to talk. You brought up a whole crime. I'm forgetting at the time you telling me. It's going in one.
But it's
and
basically
another.
accountability.
But it is
I don't know what happened. I don't want to know what happened.
No, but my point is that the amount
So that's in an argument or some
it
shit?
doesn't matter. The amount that a woman is willing to go through in order to not be
Okay,
alone.
I see what you're saying and shit, man. Like,
That's crazy.
Because
certain women,
that's
man,
what we're talking about.
at the end of the day, he right, TJ.
That's what
Do
we're
go
talking
back to
about.
that. You know what I mean?
'Cause she-
Accountability of, you know what I'm
Of
saying?
not being alone. Of not.
That comes down to it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's crazy to me.
But it get to the point where, like, all right, man, see, I don't even want to talk about that situation, dog, because I wasn't there. I don't know it.
No, I get,
You know what I
I
mean?
get where you coming from. I get where
you feel where I'm coming from, man. So I'm gonna go back to just women and certain women. I ain't gonna say all. I don't want nobody to get mad.
No, it's not all women.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be. You feel me?
It's not all women,
But majority, a lot of women who don't hold on to accountability have them issues with Brandon just said.
You know what I'm
You know what I'm
saying?
saying? It
To
gets extreme.
to where it gets
as
that far. How does
You
it
know what I
get
mean?
that far?
Not
That's
be
crazy.
game. If he leave, she come home or whatever, and he just up and decide like, you know what, fuck you, I'm gone, and got a whole nother family.
That's
and a bitch.
okay.
Then not all of a sudden, dude becomes a whole ass nigga. Not then all of a sudden not, cause he don't want to be with you. You can finally see the light. You can find, and don't get me wrong, sometimes people be in love. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't be love.
That's too hard. That's loving too hard, bro.
No, that shit don't be love. That shit be like
I'm saying,
Brandon
like,
said.
I'm
You
saying, like,
so
she tryna-
afraid.
she
That shit
take
is.
love for him.
You so afraid to be alone.
One of my
And she
You know
also
what I
afraid
mean? You like what you like so much. That's not love. That's like. That's you know what I mean?
They love.
You love that. I can't even just say thug.
No, 'cause
Sometimes it
there's
just
some
be
thugs
whole
that-
ass
there's some
niggas
thugs
that come
that
in
take
all
care of their
shapes and
business.
sizes. You feel me?
There's some. I grew up around some thugs that took care of.
But
their
I can't
business.
even just say thugs. It's a lot of whole ass niggas in the church who ain't never
Oh,
even
Lord.
pulled out a pistol a day in their life. You know what I mean? So just being a whole ass individual, period, dog. Yeah, you know what I mean? And you making excuses, and then not finally since Playboy ain't with you no more. Now he every motherfucking name, and you ain't held on to no accountability.
And I say this.
You know what I'm saying?
I say this all the time. It's, it's all about how you start, how you.
Man, I don't even know, man.
Cause
They said somebody on Facebook. I didn't cut you off, but somebody on Facebook they said women that love to expose broke niggas, but they won't expose the abusive ones.
What's your thoughts on that,
he
CJ?
ain't broke.
What's your thoughts on that, CJ?
My thoughts. You see that a lot. I see that a lot on Facebook all day, every day. Not only Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all this other. Broke nigga this, broke nigga that. He ain't shit. He only make $2,000 a year. Like how to pay him on $2K, but you only make $2K a year. That's bullshit.
Go ahead, though.
But-
You know what I mean? Okay.
They don't want to expose the dude that put too much harm on you. That's what I don't get.
I mean, like sometimes the abuse can come mentally, you know what I'm saying, spiritually, emotionally, but mainly physically, you know what I mean? And it's easier and shit like that to expose somebody who, you know what I'm saying, you left them alone, but then they got a lot of faults too because they broke, or certain things you can pick fun at, you know what I mean? If you was to flat out expose that not only is this person is a whole ass person or whole ass individual, you know what I'm saying, they abusing you some type of way, then not everybody's looking at you stupid. Now you gotta be held accountable for still being with that person. So 9 times out of 10, the only time that stuff like that comes out is when dude then finally moved on, you then finally, not all of a sudden, you can finally admit to all the abuse you was going through.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm happy you said individual, because also they don't say or expose anything about that person being abusive because they just as abusive.
That's a whole nother subject.
I'm gonna get found out too.
You know what I mean? That's a whole nother subject.
All my business gonna be out there too.
You trying to make them mad
tonight, man. Whatever. I can deal with a broke nigga because sooner or later a broke nigga might get some money. An abusive nigga on
man, hold on, time out. It was a female.
They don't want
Wait a minute, hold on, because he just hit a point, dog. He 100% right. You know what I mean? Like real shit. Man, I got a homegirl, man. And she was saying some shit, dog, like, in so many words, somebody that she been recently talking to been a little bit too pushy. You know what I mean? It's been turning her off. But then at the end, she threw in something that, like, didn't sit well with me. She was on some shit like, he ain't really my type anyways. Like, I don't really like dude anyways. But you entertaining my mans. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You got him, why are you entertaining somebody you not even into like that?
That's why I hate.
That's making me look at you different. What's your motive?
I just told my wife this.
You see what I'm saying?
I just told my wife this last night. How women get mad or supposedly get mad when a dude that is in a relationship or that is married, and I'm not condoning these men doing that. Flirting with a girl, knowing that they in a relationship, but we're not gonna talk about how you fanning the bait. You threw the bait out there. But I'm not really into the dude like that. But what did you do to get him?
But if they don't get something out of the situationship,
right?
They want.
Because I'm looking at it from this standpoint. She basically saying, dude, pushy to the point where he trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, hint at sex and sexual things and shit like that.
Yeah.
She like, damn, man, you know what I mean? I ain't been knowing you but X amount of time, blah blah blah. Plus, I don't even like you like that. So why is you entertaining this motherfucker? Yeah. So you entertaining him for what? Free food? A possibility that he might come up? A possibility that he got some money?
$40.
Something you can get out of $40? Something you can get up out of it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But on the flip side, when dude turned out to be a complete psycho, or crazy or some old crazy shit, or rape you, or got these weird rape, because I was telling her, like, man, that shit kind of like rapey to me. You know what I mean? And you like still entertaining it? I'm lost, man. I'm lost. You know, I don't know. I'm not about to have no attention to try to talk to
I guess the point where they would like screenshot.
Hold on. I'm not about to have no attention to try to like talk to somebody. And I'm a man, mind you. So at the end of the day, women hold a lot of power in relationships, depending on how far it's gonna go. You feel where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So only thing I can do is try to pursue. And then we can take it from there, depending on what type of situation or relationship I want with you. Now, if I want to take it far, now we can do the steps. If I only want to get you to point A and that's it, we can do the steps to get to point A and that's it. You see what I'm saying? But with a female, when I'm trying to figure out in them type of situations and shit like that, what point is you really trying to get to? Now, if you find out that if this nigga go and rape you or beat your ass, and I'm not, you know what I'm saying, taking up for a nigga who do some whole shit like that though.
And that's why I said before we started talking about this, I also said we gotta be held accountable too, because like we in the Me Too.
Oh man, what is that? Oh, that's something I wanted to discuss, man. I seen something earlier.
We in the Me Too era now, so dudes gotta be careful with that shit. You gotta be careful what you say, how you move, and how you talk to women. Like, you gotta be careful with that shit.
Man, that's me too. Shit.
Thank God.
That shit's scary though, to a small degree, man. Remy Ma, did you peep what she said a couple days ago about that shit?
Oh yeah.
She hit it right
No,
on the nose, man. Man, I'ma just like break it down in lamer terms. You know what I'm saying? I'm paraphrasing a little bit. She just basically said like it's scary out here for most dudes, regardless if they got money or not, because a lot of these females apply. You see what I'm saying? And then it might get to the point where you might lay down and have sex with a woman and shit like that, dog. But it's always gonna be her word against yours. If it was you know what I mean? And then she was just saying like the what if possibilities of certain shit like that. And like a woman will scream out rape 2-3 years later. She like me, I'm a woman. If you rape me or something, I'm going literally right afterwards. It's a problem.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like, nah, in this Me Too movement, man, you never know who telling the truth, who lying. You never know.
Right.
You like it's crazy.
You
know what I mean?
Especially this Antonio Brown situation.
Oh man, hold on, but that's a whole nother. I'm gonna just say this about Antonio Brown. I never want to see a black man lose money. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna get that out the way. But a lot of the crazy shit dude was doing, man, goddamn, fam. How much money did he lose
at least
in
50,
2 weeks? Like 50
50
million?
At least 50. Cause you gotta think about it. Cause I think it was like a $33 million guarantee.
Didn't all he had to do was just sit with the Raiders for like 2 more days and he would have got that like 25 million advance or something like man, come on, my G.
At least 40. At least 40.
It was like a 50 million, but like guarantee money he could have got if he would have just simply not said nothing for like 48 hours.
That's impossible, unfortunately, because when your head is big.
Like, man, I used to say this back in the day too, like when T.O. was on the scene and Chad Johnson and shit, man. I was like, man,
the wide receiver divas.
Like the wide receiver divas or even some of the NBA divas and shit like that, though. Like, I just never understood. Now, if it's something that you're fighting for and you feel like that's right, like a Colin Kaepernick situation to a degree or something of those natures, I can respect that. Or if you feel like you underpaid, or if you feel like it's some racism and some bullshit going on, I can respect that. But like a lot of the problematic issues that you're putting on yourself and then trying to play victim afterwards, I can't. I feel some type of way about that. Like,
I agree with you.
Antonio Brown was my favorite football player. And now I'm about to miss out on this man's, I'm not going to say prime, but like going towards the tail end of his prime. Because of all this, I can't even go into the rape shit first. It's the shit that happened before the rape shit.
You know what?
You see what I'm saying? The rape shit like the cherry on top now.
You know what?
That's like, damn, I gotta miss out on my favorite player and shit. You know what I mean? I don't know, man.
You know what the other thing I think about is how children look up to these stars, and it's a part of their everyday upbringing. You know what I'm saying?
Like how we did, like we looked up on Michael Jordan, we looked up.
You know, that's a part of your life cycle. As far as how you look at things, you wake up in the morning and you think about what your mother might say. If you got your father there too, you think about what he might say. Grandma, how they might handle things. You think about what you're gonna put on, and then you know it goes into the stuff that you're into. You're into basketball. You're into, man. I wonder if Michael gonna put up this amount. Or I wonder if Shaq gonna do this, or I wonder if White Chocolate gonna do that versus, you know what I'm saying? When stuff like this happens, it screws up the way you look at stuff because this was a part of your everyday. So there's a child somewhere, or there's a teenager, or there's a college student somewhere that looked at Antonio Brown a certain way, and that was what was keeping them going. And now this is like where it should be considered a lesson. It's going to be a little detrimental to some people because this dude was my lifeline. Like I didn't think.
And then on top of this Antonio Brown situation, soon as one person scream rape, 2 more do.
Of course, that's
the average now in this era. You know what I mean? One might actually have a case, and the other 2 might be on some. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm hearing he got a case of a goddamn trainer trying to sue dude on some bullshit because he farted in his face. I don't know how true this shit is, man. I heard it like maybe yesterday, dog. I laughed so hard, man, but this is like a real case pending from my knowledge, dog. Don't quote me.
What?
But yeah, I think matter of fact wasn't on.
I heard it.
You heard it? I think
It's
Skip
just
said it or
Skip
something,
something.
right? Then Skip and Shannon said it or something like that, man.
Yep.
Like man, this nigga farted in a motherfucking face, dog, some months back or something like that. Nigga want like some G's.
There would be no.
But it's like goofy shit like that about to happen because you
But
just
it
opened up the
has.
floodgates. Now,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? So I
Oh,
don't
we
know.
would've let it go and
man.
everything.
There
but-
would be no sports whatsoever if you could sue for something like that because them
Man.
locker rooms alone.
Nah, what do you mean? You can sue for anything.
But I'm saying.
You don't remember old girl from 2 years ago tried to sue
no,
Usher?
No, I agree with you. What I'm saying.
Come
What
on.
I'm saying
And
is
Will
that.
Smith, Will Smith even said he gets sued a lot.
What I'm saying is
Every
that
song.
all the stuff that happens in locker rooms, there would be no sports because everybody would be too busy suing
Man.
everybody.
We just live in that type of world in the economy.
Bro, did you just open your locker at the same time I opened my locker? I'm suing your ass.
Hey, why you laughing?
Yeah, but it's real.
I can literally
It's
sue
real.
for that though.
It's real.
I can actually take you to the cross claim court now and make a whole
I know,
case
taking
for
it up
5
in
G's. Real talk, man.
I know you ain't washing it with my loofah. Is that my loofah?
It's scary out here, man. I'm lying. It's scary out here,
It's
man.
bad. Like, it's really bad. And the funny thing is, it all comes from the fact of you just looking at it from, man, how much more can I really get? How much more do you really need?
Man, people are money hungry.
I don't understand. You know, I just don't understand.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something. It's never enough. As logical you might come up to the solution that it is, when we talking about other people, step up outside your own shoes. It's never enough.
I agree with you.
Because it's never enough publicity, it's never enough money, it's never enough food, it's never enough nothing.
You know what? You right.
See what I'm saying?
You right.
People like greed,
Right.
They need
consume
so much.
you know what I
publicity.
mean?
I could do without the publicity. But like you said, I gotta come out of
I
my.
can't.
But it's like I said, man, like growing up in the
But we're
like,
not living that age though. I mean, everybody wants some sort of.
It's starting to come back, but it's
Little
coming
PT
back.
sex
It's
thing.
coming back in
man,
the
it's
wrong
coming
way.
back with social media alone.
It's starting to come back, but it's coming back in
You
the
know what I
wrong
mean?
way because now people are getting to the point where they're tired of getting so exposed. You the one that came out here as an open book.
Hold on, time out, I gotta stop you. I agree, but only when you get to a certain level you get tired of the exposure.
That's my point.
Cardi B, prime example, put her whole life on Instagram. Every little thought she thought of. And no disrespect to Cardi B, because I love her.
Yeah, I do too.
I love how
I
she
love you.
became out of nothing. But let's call a spade here for a minute. Now, you know what I'm saying, her whole new rollout is she tired of the press. She tired of this, that, and the third. But when it was beneficial to create you this career that you made off Instagram and the press that made you a multi-millionaire,
Yeah.
you was loving it in. And like I said, no disrespect to Cardi. I don't want no Cardi backlash. You know what I'm saying? I love her, I support her. But
Yeah.
it's like it's give or take.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's not just Cardi B.
Yeah.
Most celebrities is like that.
Yeah,
Most
most.
entertainers, most athletes, most rappers. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? That's what I was watching an interview, I think it was Rakim or somebody. I forget who it was, but they basically said it was like nowadays it's best to try not to put too much out there. Like a lot of the top entertainers and rappers and you know what I'm saying, people that we got now don't put a lot out there. They put a lot out there when it's needed. Kendrick Lamar, Drake,
It's needed.
you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
J. Cole, when it's needed, then you put a lot out there. Cause look how big you is. You know what I'm saying? Look how they killing Kevin Hart now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, he got what, 2-3 lawsuits now? It's all kind of, and he just went through that car accident. So soon as they think you about to fall off,
Right back up.
that's it, man.
Right back up.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man, but this is the type of world we live in. You
Yeah.
know, they don't love you, they love what they can get out of you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Enjoy while you can.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they turn their back on you, that's it.
Oh yeah.
And it's just
That's why I don't want that type of publicity, man. Cause that's
name a motherfucker, man.
It is.
It's like
I'm cool with the fortune.
it's a motherfucker. It's like
If I get rich, man, I'm gonna be low key. I'm low key anyway.
I'm
But
Nigga, what? If I get rich, man, I'm about to come out my own brand of pizza. I'm about to do all kind of random miscellaneous shit you never thought of and disappear, be in the shadows and shit. I'm not using nothing with Robert in it.
Shit,
Man, I'm gonna create a whole new alias. And that's gonna be my company name and shit like that. I'm just be behind the scenes, man.
I don't know if that's a good place.
Oh, nigga, what? Quit playing.
Hurricane, fuck shit, I can deal with that.
Deal with what?
Hurricanes.
Why?
Why? Shit, we deal with snowstorms and shit.
Yeah,
So you gonna go straight into a tropical storm
That's it.
because you gotta shovel
That's
some
it.
snow and motherfucking December and everything?
man. Fuck.
You going
Black
straight
people
into a tropical
look,
storm
black
because you
people
got
ain't
shoveled December 3rd.
Black
and
people ain't
everything.
supposed to be rolling around with a cowboy and moving a goddamn tornado neither.
What's wrong, man? What's wrong with you?
You gotta pick your evil.
Look, sometimes you gotta pick your poison, right? Hey, hurricane, I'd rather.
All I gotta do is put a jar of cereal
Consistent,
on
beautiful
with a few
weather.
Nike boots, I'm
You
good.
can't.
Hey, hold on.
Beach.
Let me hear this right quick. What?
I was saying, beautiful weather
Uh-huh.
all year round.
Maybe.
Of course, the hurricane. That's like once every 2 years.
Nah, man, what you talking about? Hurricane season is every August.
I talk about in a certain area. In a certain area.
Oh yeah, we gonna skip here because you know
man.
CJ live here.
We're in the folk of Craig.
That's CJ over there.
We gonna
You
fuck
good?
everything.
Don't
else up,
move. You
man.
good? You good?
We
You
ain't
good?
fucking with Craig
You
shit
good?
though, man. Craig, that's the homie, man.
Hey,
No.
Trump got my back when it comes to that global warming. You feel me?
Cut.
Man, that's a good question though. If you had to just choose an area where a natural disaster is bound to happen sooner in time, where would you go? Where would you want to be? Would you want to be in Hawaii next to a volcano? That's, you know what I'm saying? But then think about this.
You gotta think about California.
Matter of fact, I had a question I asked my little brother. I'm gonna ask you. That's why I brought that up.
Okay.
Would you move to Hawaii? A volcano can erupt anywhere between now or 100 years from now, but it's due to erupt. Would you move to Hawaii
No.
for 2 years?
For 2 years, yeah.
No.
It ain't gonna rip in those 2 years.
Nah, it's anywhere
due to
due
erupt.
to erupt.
Don't say it.
Between now and 100 years,
That's it.
which is
900
nothing
years
with
now.
a volcano.
I would
You
say
know what I mean?
900 years from now, right?
So would you take
For
that
2
chance?
years.
If I was to give you 50 G's right now, just, you know
Damn
what I mean,
shit.
and a paid job, just a 50,000 advancement. With a job and benefits and everything, just to live in Hawaii for 1 year. Would you do that, though?
Wait, 1 or 2 years.
I'm gonna just say one.
I'll do it. 50,000
He wanna get me. I don't look at me. I asked him.
It's
What
not
about you,
gonna rub.
Brandon? What about
It's
you?
not
Same
gonna
question.
rub.
Yeah, I would move. I would move to another city in Michigan.
Got your goddamn mind.
Oh man.
You lost your damn mind. If you think,
Man, you'll be surprised.
Man.
Some people would do. People will take that
And
risk.
shout out to people in Cali. I'm not making light of y'all situation. I really ain't. Because
I mean,
when you
earthquakes
go
ain't
back,
shit though.
nigga, I'm talking
Nah, man,
about
Cali been getting
fires,
on
bro.
goddamn fire.
Wildfires.
Fam.
Like,
I was.
you'd be afraid to cook. You think Cali would be a silent state considering all the stuff
On
going on.
top of the fires, you gotta worry about mudslides. Like California get a lot. Remember Soldier Boy got caught up in the mudslides a year ago or some shit?
Yeah,
man? Like,
too much.
it's a lot to that.
That nigga like
California shit.
All we gotta do is all we gotta do is worry about what type of coat is gonna be suitable for today. That's it.
Michigan used to be like mainly back in when we was coming up. Detroit used to be kind of good because we was the only, one of the only places that got all 4 seasons.
Mhm.
We got winter, we got fall, we got spring and summer.
Mhm.
Now it's like a cross between fall and winter, or fall and summer. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man.
But we had a tornado in
I would be in Michigan.
since
But
90. What was it? 96.
Well, we technically never really had tornadoes. We had that one like
it was like
95,
96. It was like 96. I remember that because I remember I was 8 years old at the time.
Yeah,
And I remember that the front window, we had a big ass front window, and that shit blew off. You see like wind coming in, you could hear it. All the debris from outside coming in the house. And my nephew was 1 at the time.
Uh-huh.
And no, he was like 8, 9 months, something like that. But he was walking, and he was walking towards the front door. I'm like, oh shit! And he was about to open that damn door. He would have been fooled. He little ass.
That would have been old foe.
Yeah,
Shout out to your nephew.
Marshall, man. Shout out to him. Yeah. I remember that like it was yesterday because I'm like, damn, what the time? Okay, yeah. So.
Sure, you got some quick hits. You got CJ. You want to discuss right quick, man?
Let's see. This hot girl summer.
Who won? The hot boys or the hot girls? Who
That's
won?
what I want to say.
Who won, man? Keep it real. Who won?
Hot boy won that.
I think we took it, dog. I think it was a flight, dog.
I think we won by a score of 2 million.
It was like
40,000.
It was like 2 million to 50,000, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got them up out of here.
We
man.
won with the pettiness.
Yeah.
That's what we won with the pettiness.
My thing is, how you run around and talk about screaming hot girl summer, and everybody who's saying that entertainment wise, married with kids and shit. So y'all geeking up these females to do all this whole style shit. You going straight home to your baby and your husband.
Accountability, ladies.
Wait a minute. I just thought about something.
I don't know.
Is it accountability or is it a ploy? Because if they out there doing all that whole shit and she going home to her husband, that nigga can't do nothing because they ain't around for him to know with. If I'm telling all these
man, you done hit the technicalities and
I'm just saying it.
Etymologies and all
Them
kind of weird shit.
females ain't around to be
good.
hot. If them females ain't around to be hot girls, in order for you to get in trouble with, who you gonna have to come home to?
Yeah.
Have to bring your ass home to me.
I just gotta say for a final thought, man, back to what we started at with the whole 6ix9ine situation, man, New York. And I love a lot of people in New York, man, but y'all gotta hold on to that L, man, because at the end of the day, a lot of y'all was boosting dude up. A lot of y'all knew what was going on. A lot of y'all supported it only simply for the fact that y'all thought New York was getting notoriety again and was coming back, man. So y'all gotta hold on to that L, man. I feel sorry for everybody he naming. Definitely a lot of the other entertainers that don't got nothing to do with none of that. But
Which
man,
I think
what's
that's
the
what
cost?
happened with Jim Jones and Cardi B.
I ain't even want to speak on Jim Jones.
Nothing.
That's my man. Shout out to Jim Jones.
Nothing.
His last 2 projects was cold. You know what I mean? Shout out to Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact that now he bringing up other entertainers and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Nothing.
So,
Nothing significant anyway.
that's all I wanted to say, man.
You got anything else you wanted to say before we get up out of here?
Shout out to a young lady from Sweden. I hope I'm correct. She's 16 years old and she did I called it a cuss out. She cussed out the UN about the global warming situation. And just to quote some of her words, you sit here and you talk about money and the economy when global warming is tearing up countries. There are people that are hungry that cannot grow food, and you talk about these children are our future. You have stolen my future from me because you expect me to fix something that y'all should have been on. How dare you? How dare you? So shout out to her for having the gall and audacity as a 16-year-old to tell an adult who's in power, the last thing you need to be worrying about is money because you got it. Use it towards trying to fix what's going on and stop waiting on me and my generation to get old enough to be able to do something about it.
Shit, you got something, CJ? I know we got about like 20 seconds left. So.
Shout out to the Detroit Youth Choir.
Yes.
Even though they didn't make it, they came back home.
Man, shout out to y'all, man.
With a huge fanfare.
Thank you, man. Put Detroit on the map. Bro.
Shout out to what was that company? GM Ford. They gave them $1 million.
Yeah, I think it was GM. Don't quote me.
Shout out to them, but also shout out to people who's striking UAW.
To my man D and them, man, y'all know who y'all are. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all.
And shout out to everybody commenting. I didn't get a chance to reply.
Yeah, shout out to everybody.
Shout out to everybody that's been with us from the beginning. From the get-go. We never forget y'all.
Never.
We told y'all we was gonna come back.
We did.
Yeah, we here. We here, motherfucker. We here. So we about to get up out of here. We about to go home, eat, go to sleep, go to work the next day, take care of our kids, our wife and kids, our children, all that stuff. So we'll talk to you guys with maybe next week, maybe next 2 weeks, whatever the case may be.
We'll be back. Believe that.
Yes, this is CJ.
It's your man's Rob.
Your boy Jimmy.
This is 3 Raw.
Oh,